Brainy Dose presents 15 Things Girls Find Unattractive. While some guys may be great at talking to girls, the things they do or don't do may be telling an entirely different story. That's because sometimes guys do things that are unattractive, and they might not even be aware of it, and this makes women second-guess them or leaves them entirely uninterested. Some of the following may sound familiar, but some of the things women find unattractive may surprise you. So guys, pay close attention. Number 1. Poor personal hygiene. A man can work hard and look dirty if it pays, but he should never neglect his personal hygiene. Unbrushed and unflossed teeth, no deodorant, unwashed body, greasy hair, and bad skin. These may sound superficial, but they are an assault on all the senses. While it is often assumed that bad hygiene is a bigger turnoff for women than men, cleanliness entails much more than taking frequent baths. A guy cannot be nose-picking or biting his fingers in public and expect girls to applaud him for it. It's gross and highly unattractive. Number 2. Extremely hairy body. Sorry guys, but if you are not into regular manscaping, you might want to start, because most women don't like men with a lot of hair. There are a lot of guys who rock the whole stubble look, and some even rock a sturdy beard. However, girls find too much hair disgusting. Chest hair can be okay if controlled, but back hair is definitely the worst, and when it's excessive, it becomes a huge turnoff for women. Actually, over 70% of women find back hair flat out unattractive. Number 3. Being self-obsessed. As I mentioned earlier, good personal hygiene is important, but there's a fine line between a man taking care of himself and being self-obsessed, where his self-respect and self-care goes a little too far. Hogging the bathroom, taking over the dresser with male grooming products, and taking his girl's hair straightener without asking is not okay. No woman wants to be involved with a guy who takes more time getting ready than she does, because all that primping and preening reads as overtly feminine, which simply isn't attractive. Self-obsession can also seem like veiled insecurity, and when a guy is checking out his reflection more than he's checking out his girl, she's gonna bail on him fast. Number 4. Cursing all the time. Women are attracted to men who have a mastery over their vocabulary, and the constant use of profanity is just an indicator of a shortcoming in this department. Of course, there are always occasions where a well-placed curse word will be called for, but if 60% of a guy's vocabulary revolves around swearing, it may be in his best interest to start paying more attention to his words, because women find this habit really unattractive. Number 5. Catcalling. Our society has a lengthy record of harassment and violence against women, specifically when they refuse to submit to sexual pressure, and it doesn't always have to be abuse. Sometimes a disrespectful statement can be just as destructive. Catcalling is disrespectful, and it's never sexy. It's one thing when a guy politely compliments a girl's smile, and it's a whole other thing when he yells at the top of his lungs, "Hey, sweetie, nice ass!" Enough said. Number 6. Being a mama's boy. Mama's boys seem to be content, being taken care of by the woman who knows them best, and it's usually at the expense of everything else that comes with adulthood, like independence. Sure, it seems sweet when a man loves and appreciates his mother, but when she's dictating his adult life and infringing on his personal and professional relationships, it's extremely unattractive. If a guy is a mama's boy, then he'll probably end up with only one woman for the rest of his life, his mother. Number 7. Having bad manners. From bad table manners like chewing with their mouth open, burping, or texting at the table, to being rude to service workers, to farting and shamelessly scratching down there, bad manners are anything but attractive. In fact, bad manners read as immature and impolite, both of which can move from simply behavior-related to reflective of a man's overall personality. It means he doesn't care about what people think of him or how others deserve to be treated. Not exactly a good indicator of potential boyfriend or husband material. Guys who constantly need to be reminded of their manners definitely are not scoring any points with the ladies. Number 8. Being cheap. When a guy is really pinching his pennies, women may think that he'll be just as stingy with his affection. Great dates don't have to cost a lot of money, but when money is the only thing on a guy's mind, it can be a real turnoff to a girl. Cheapness can also go hand in hand with bad manners, especially with regards to the treatment of service workers. A guy who's a bad tipper is often pointed to as being unattractive because there's a lack of compassion for someone who is simply doing their job. Number 9. Having a gym obsession. Okay, this may seem a little counterintuitive, but it's a bit more complicated than that. Yes, women love it when men take care of their bodies by eating healthy and working out. However, it gets weird if a guy only talks about how much he can bench at the gym or how he has to have a meal with a certain amount of protein. Guys who blab on and on about hitting the gym only to take a bunch of mirror selfies when they get there are the equivalent of girls who won't stop talking about their new clean eating diet. Number 10. Smoking and heavy drinking. Research shows that men who smoke are considered less attractive than non-smokers, especially if they are being considered for a long-term relationship. When it comes to booze, there's really nothing sexy about a heavy drinker. Don't get me wrong, it's important to be able to let loose and have a great time, but according to women, there's nothing more unattractive than a man who always needs to get wasted. Number 11. Excessive gaming. Unless a girl identifies as a gamer or a bit of a video game geek, she may not agree with this. But a lot of women find guys who constantly play video games to be unattractive. This is probably due in part to the fact that playing video games is associated with kids, and it lends a bit of immaturity and a childish aura to it. Guys who spend way too much time glued to their screens playing video games seem like bad communicators and unmotivated because they'd rather talk to their buddies online or the fictional characters in their games instead of real people. Number 12. Being selfish. This doesn't just apply to daytime activities, where a guy who thinks only of himself can seem immature, self-absorbed, and shallow. Selfishness also applies to the fun stuff that happens in the bedroom. While women sometimes get an unfair reputation for not being as into doing the deed as guys, they're also faulted for not being able to get their engine running as quickly either. But here's the thing, men go from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, but a woman's engine takes far longer to heat up. Multiple sources have stated that women find selfishness in the bedroom to be a major turnoff, because the guy seems more concerned about getting off than ensuring that his lady friend has a good time as well. Number 13. Misogyny. Misogyny comes in a lot of forms, and none of them are sexy. For example, saying a woman can't do something because she's a girl with lady parts only makes a man look like an idiot. It should come as no surprise that guys who exude negativity toward their companions and the entire female gender by making rude and insulting comments are considered extremely unattractive. Number 14. Being arrogant. Girls like a little bit of confidence in a man because self-assuredness is attractive and radiates charisma. However, when confidence turns to cockiness and arrogance, and a guy begins to think that he's God's gift to women, he can turn really ugly really fast. Going out with a guy who only talks about himself will definitely leave a girl looking for an excuse to end the date early. Arrogance is, without a doubt, one of the least attractive things, and women almost unanimously agree on this when it comes to guys. Number 15. Laziness and lack of motivation. Laziness and a lack of motivation are among the top things women identify as being unattractive in men. Not having plans for the future or personal goals can be a big turnoff because it means a man is not thinking ahead or working toward anything. While he doesn't have to have his whole life figured out yet, having no passion or strong interests beyond sitting on the couch and watching TV and taking a nap 3 times a day is simply not sexy. There you have it. These are some things that women find unattractive in men. What do you think? Guys, which of these things surprised you the most? And girls, Do you agree with this list? Is there anything else you would add? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends so we can keep making them. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and remember to click on the notification bell. Also, be sure to check out our other videos as well. Thanks for watching.